Let me say good morning to the important people first. Guys and gals. And good morning to all of you. Welcome to West Springfield. It's my great honor to welcome all of you here to the grounds of the Eastern States Exposition, where today we're 37 days away from the start of the Big E. Another extraordinary fair that celebrates the culture, the craftsmanship, and the communities of our region, New England, and beyond. Today is a special day, and we thank everyone for being here for sure, as it marks a really important announcement about our plans for Hooplandia 2023. It reflects upon our resilience, our patience, our vision here in this region, and the collaboration that it took for us to get here today. The last few years have been a challenge and a test of our commitment and our continuity. As our original Hooplandia plans were unveiled in 2019 for an event that was to take place in 2020, it couldn't materialize. But today, we're proud to announce, for the long-awaited Hooplandia, it's Game On 2023. So mark your calendars for June 23 through the 25th, 2023 for the first Hooplandia, the Northeast Ultimate 3-on-3 Tournament and Festival, where we all will gather to celebrate the competition, the culture, and the great game of basketball. We will launch an event that also means economic vitality, visitation, and engagement of all of our neighbors and leaders towards a common and very positive goal. We expect at least 70 courts or more on our campus at the Eastern States, including inside the Grand Coliseum, with featured play to take place at the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. Over 1,000 teams, over 4,000 players of all ages, skill levels, including special categories from throughout the entire Northeast and beyond, for Special Olympians, for veterans, for first responders, wheelchair athletes, for young men and women, boys and girls, elite collegiate players, and more. I thank my partners and friends here with us today. John DeLeva from the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame, the famed Hoop Hall. Thank you, John. The Honorable Will Reichelt, Mayor of this incredible town that calls itself a city, West Springfield. Our friend Mayor Sarno regretfully was unable to join us this morning for his needed attendance at a funeral, so our thoughts are with him. Also with us today is Mary Kay Wydra and her terrific team of our region's best promoters at the Greater Springfield Convention and Visitors Bureau. Our friend Dan D'Angelo from West Springfield Boys and Girls Club, and some of his kids. Our venerable friend and former Mayor Ed Sullivan was supposed to be here, but Ed was caught up this morning and couldn't make it. We also have a special fellow here who has worked with the Eastern States Exposition for a number of years, who serves to build up this region in a special way, our event producer, Mr. Mark Rivers. It continues to be a special opportunity for me to have cornerstone organizations such as those I've mentioned, including our town, in this region working hand in hand to invigorate our community's vitality and drive our economy. I also recognize our young hoopsters, those from the West Springfield Boys and Girls Club standing behind me, some members of our amazing Central High School Girls Division I State Championship team members are here as well. The Springfield Ballers, and from Enfield in Connecticut, as well as Worcester, Mass., the Court. Thank you for lighting up the blacktop. As many of you know, I am a fan of history and reflecting upon it. That reflection underscores the reasons why Hooplandia, right here in Greater Springfield, the birthplace of basketball, is such a soulful new part of our community's fabric starting today. Our first fair was held here in 1916. On these grounds and in this region during those early decades of the Industrial Revolution and into the 20th century, there was palpable buzz sparked by pioneers and innovators and dreamers about what our community could be. Just 25 years before the first fair, Dr. James Naismith invented the game of basketball at what is now Springfield College. That was in 1891. The following year, the first public game was played in Springfield. In 1894, the Spalding Company, with principal manufacturing in Chicopee, Mass., created the first basketball. And in 1909, Milton Reach, whose family exists to this day here in Greater Springfield, received the first patent for the modern basketball rim. And in 1917, just 1 year after our first fair, Converse produced the first rubber-soled basketball shoe right down the road in Malden, Mass. In 1968, the Basketball Hall of Fame opened in Springfield, cementing its place in this area forever. And now, we have our eyes set on Hooplandia 23, a new date to celebrate the past, the present, and the future of basketball in the most inclusive and participatory of ways, for thousands of ages and skills, rightfully right here in the birthplace, the beating heart of the game, Greater Springfield. Basketball in Greater Springfield are family from the game's birth until forever. We look forward to welcoming all of you to the magical kingdom of Hooplandia next year. The honor I feel at this moment cannot be exaggerated. I have the privilege now to introduce you to the man who has led the Hall of Fame through its incredible development and redevelopment for nearly a generation, Mr. John D'Oliva. John.
Thank you so much. Like Gene, I want to first acknowledge our friends back here, and hopefully your next stop is the Basketball Hall of Fame, because I know a guy who can get you in. Okay, so whatever that takes, we invite you over today or tomorrow, whatever works for your schedule. I know you folks are busy. I can't tell you how great this is to be standing here. This truly is a lesson in perseverance. The Hall of Fame is thrilled to be one of the linchpins of this project that is going to bring so many people to the region that we have here through tourism, filling hotels and restaurants, and people coming to the Basketball Hall of Fame. The Basketball Hall of Fame being utilized as a facility for some of the major games and for functions and just basically for entertainment. And we're just thrilled that this has gone forth with such perseverance. And I think it's my role to really thank those people that stuck with it. First of all, I want to acknowledge Mayor Will Reichelt for him sticking with it. It would have been very easy to let this go. This was a project that was going to be done 3 years before, and COVID hit, but he has stayed with it. I very much appreciate the mayor sticking with the project and acknowledging this great national and international institution in his city and getting behind it. I know he's working very, very closely with the city council, and it's obviously very important to this town, to this city of West Springfield, that this institution thrive. And I very much, Mayor, appreciate your dedication to this and making this happen. I know it's been a long road, so thank you. Secondly, I want to thank Gene Cassidy, who, again, is a guy that could have let this slide after 2 or 3 years of COVID. But this was very important on his radar as well. This is a project that can produce great results for our region. I mean, look at Spokane, Washington, where a similar event is held. There are thousands and thousands of teams over many, many days. And that's our model, and we will work on that model. It's going to take a few years to get there, but certainly West Springfield could be the 3x3 capital of the eastern part of this country in very close time. So Gene, thank you for lending your great staff, your great institution, your great property here to continue with this project. The Basketball Hall of Fame remains firmly your partner. I know you're about to take a leadership role with the Convention and Visitors Bureau, so I know that it will have a great impact on tourism. And then finally, Mark Rivers, who is the individual that had the germ of this idea, along with Gene, to execute it. Again, it would be very easy for Mark Rivers to say there are other things that I've found over the last 2 or 3 years that we could do, but he stuck with this. So those three gentlemen, this institution, the Big E, and the Hall of Fame as a resource are so much looking forward to a wonderful event in June of 2023. I look forward to working with Mark and Gene on promoting this event. The Hall of Fame does events all over the country. In fact, we'll be in London in December doing a game, Michigan versus Kentucky collegiate game. We will be promoting this event in West Springfield at the Big E at all of the events that we do nationally and internationally. That's how important it is to the Basketball Hall of Fame. So with that, am I introducing back to Gene? All right, thank you so much, Gene.
Now I have the distinct pleasure at this moment to introduce the mayor of the town of West Springfield, Will Reichelt, who's done a marvelous job for our community. Mayor Will.
Thank you. It's on my birthday, too, so. Oh, wow, perfect. We planned it.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. As both John and Gene said, this is a great opportunity for West Springfield, not only for us, though, for the region as well. The Big E, as you see, that's getting ready, is huge here in West Springfield. It's huge here for the region, but it's also the other events they have throughout the year that drive the economy of the greater Springfield region. It's the tool show they have, the dog show, the horse show, everything that goes on this property. And the other weekends, that's not just the fair, is what fills the 20 hotels and motels we have in Riverdale Memorial, that fills those restaurants, not just here, but over the bridge in Springfield too, and brings so many people to our region. So this happening is fantastic. I remember first seeing the unveiling at the Hall of Fame. I don't remember what year it was, maybe 2019. Everything pre-COVID's kind of hazy. But it's great that they stuck with it too and brought this back. And it's great that it's going to be starting on my birthday in 2023. And I already have a team I'm recruiting, so the competition looks stiff and we're probably going to lose. But it is great to have it here in West Springfield and to bring more things to the fair, regionalized, not just West Side, but Chicopee, Holyoke, Springfield, Agawam, Westfield, everyone together, bringing the region together because we sink or swim as a team. So the Big E here is a linchpin, making it happen. Also with the Hall of Fame, very excited for it, very excited to see it come back. And hopefully you're cheering my team on too, even though we're probably not going to make it past the first round. Thank you.
You could also mark your calendars because the mayor informed me as he approached the podium that it'll take place over his birthday next year, so we can mark that down. I also have now the great pleasure to recognize and introduce and bring up to the podium my friend Mary Kay Wydra, who is the president of the Springfield Convention and Visitors Bureau, who does such a magnificent job building up our region, and with her team, of course. I see Michelle and Alicia here, but here, Mary Kay.
Thank you, Gene. Good morning, everyone, and Gene, thank you so much for including me. Our organization, like most people, were very disappointed that the initial run at this event had to be paused because of COVID, so we're super excited that it's back. It's back for June of 2023. It'll be a great way to kick off the summer season. It's when people start thinking about travel. If we get them here, our job will be to expose them to all that there is to do in Western Mass. We want them to stay longer, spend more in our region. I think, I know on behalf of the businesses we represent, the hotels, the restaurants, the other attractions, we're going to rally behind this event. We're going to create some hoopla with our other members so that when people come into the region, they're going to know it's all about hoop for this particular weekend. And, as our VP of Marketing always says, we love a good collaboration, and there couldn't have been a more powerful partnership being formed for this event with really big brands, the Big E, the Eastern States, and the Basketball Hall of Fame. So working together, we're really excited to be a part of the team that's going to welcome this group, and I hope everybody supports it and comes out and participates. Thank you.
I'd like to invite John back up to the podium and Mark as well, and we'd like to open up to all of you some Q&A. And you too, if you guys got any questions.
Any questions?
We close at 4.
Oh, and not to be outdone by another operator of a big facility, you're all going to get tickets to the Big E too, because if he's going to let you into the Hall of Fame, I got to get 2 tickets. I'll get 2 tickets. There you go.
So happy to take questions.
Yeah.
Talk about the variety of play that's going to happen. You kind of walked through a little bit of that quickly, but it seems like a ton of different divisions, West East, West of what, and Wounded Warriors, Special Olympics.
We've got all sorts of different categories. It's 3-on-3. Teams will be a roster of 4. We've got all sorts of divisions for all sorts of ages and skill levels. So it doesn't have to be expert, it can be beginners. We'll start at younger ages, probably kids 8 and under will probably actually play free for the first year, which I think will be kind of fun, get some more younger kids involved. But we'll work our way up through all of the different age brackets, middle school, junior high school, high school elite, college. We'll have a Pro-Am division. We'll have a Wounded Warriors division. We'll have a Veterans division. We'll have a First Responders division. We will have a wheelchair division. We'll have a Special Olympics division. And we've already started to work with some organizations in each of those different categories, as we did a few years back. So we want this to be inclusive, give everybody the opportunity to play of any skill level, and any age, any gender, and be able to participate and have the game be all access for everybody.
You mentioned free for the little kids. What will it cost for?
It's probably about $120 for a team. That's about where we were last time. We haven't set the final rate, but that's about it.
That's very typical.
It's actually might even be a little cheaper.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think in this first year, it's really more about getting more people involved, kind of lowering the bar, opening up the access as best we can, getting more people participating. That's per team, yeah. So that ends up being, $30 a person, something like that. We have a minimum number of games. Everybody gets to play at least a few games over a couple of days. And there'll be T-shirts and some, and other fun things for people to participate. It's not just a competition. There will be winners of these divisions, but it's also a basketball festival. I mean, it's literally, there'll be music and there'll be food and there'll be entertainment and there'll be other activities for families. And so basketball is culture, basketball is community. And so some of it is, and basketball is competition. So it's a little bit of
basketball is Springfield.
In basketball is Springfield. So it's literally all of those things. And so people can come and stay the day, and your games, you might have a game in the morning and then a game in the late afternoon. But in between, you can hang out and watch other games or do other activities and kind of enjoy a festival-like atmosphere, which is just natural in this setting. People have been doing it for 100 years. Anyone else?
Questions?
All right. Who dunked so far? Raise your hand if you dunked. All right, let's show everybody. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, hold on.
Let's get it on TV.
All right.
It's a little bit of pressure, but let's see it.
If he does this, Mark, does he get a free team?
Yes, we'll give him
All
a free team.
All right, great.
If it's a clean dunk, free registration.
Hey, thank you for your note on the verified. Thank you.